Queens, Sam here. I hope that you're doing amazing. This year, I am going to be hosting the third Wealthy Black Woman Summit, and I'm so excited. You have probably heard me mention the Wealthy Black Woman Summit in my recent videos, and I thought I would do a separate, exclusive video about the summit to let you know what is the summit is about, what you can expect from the summit this year, and how to be part of this great movement. So, why do we have the Wealthy Black Women Summit? What is this summit is about? The Wealthy Black Women Summit is an online summit for Black women who are building wealth. And why do we need a dedicated space for Black women to build wealth? Here's the thing. When it comes to money, it is still a very taboo topic in the Black community. And it is still even a harder topic for Black women because we are not part of conversations that are really important when it comes to building wealth. And a lot of those conversations actually are impacting our lives. A lot of us are going to be living a very long life and healthy life, and a lot of us are going to be making a lot of money. But not a lot of us are actually part of a conversation on how to manage that money so then it can actually create a wealth in a sustainable way to really making sure that it's actually helping us live the life that we want to be able to take also our loved ones and also of our community, essentially doing anything that we may want to do in this life. And I've always been interested in money, like the money aspect, how to make the money, how to grow it, how to protect it, all of those things from a young age. From a young, I don't know where it's coming from, but from a young age, I've always been interested. I think to know, how I'm going to be making the money, how I'm going to be making sure it's growing and working for me. And I think also growing up in a culture where back in the days, essentially a lot of women were getting married, and a lot of them wanted to get married to someone rich, someone wealthy, someone established because they were also seeing the financial aspect for them. And that was fine and good when everything, the relationship was good. But when the relationship goes sour, because sometimes it happens, the woman is the one who's actually on the losing end of the spectrum because most of the time they didn't have a job, they didn't really, save the money and manage the money in a way that they will have like a financial cushion. And a lot of them they'll find themselves, after a divorce with like nothing, having to move back with parents. And some of them actually didn't want that, so they will endure the very negative aspect of a very hectic relationship, hectic marriage, and staying there because they had nowhere to go. So seeing that from being a young girl, I was like, this will not be my life, this is not something that I want. So what do I need to do to making sure it doesn't happen to me? And I realized that I just needed to actually become a very good steward of my money. And that's what I've managed to do over these years, even starting at a very very low salary after I graduated from grad school. I was like, okay, well, even if I'm not making that much, I just need to start managing this little money so I can, make sure it starts working for me. And when I started getting to circles, like circles of people building wealth, talking about money, being so open about how much they make, how much they have, how much, all of those things, it blew my mind. I'm like, there are people like that on this earth because I was never exposed to that. Like growing up, money has always been like very taboo. I've never really seen my parents talk, openly or positively about money. And so just being in an environment like that, I realized that there was like power to it. And I also realized that not many Black women were there, I have to say. I've seen myself in circles where I was literally the only Black person, and I'm like, this cannot be. This cannot be. How are we going to be essentially, improving our lives, building wealth and all that if you are not where we're supposed to be? Maybe there are like other circles of where people were talking about money, there were other Black women, but I have to say most of the time I was seeing myself as the only Black person, the only Black woman in those circles. And so I was like, okay, we need to do something about this. And honestly, that was the main reason why I created the Wealthy Black Women Summit. It is an online summit, so you don't really need to get out of your house or wherever you are to participate. And it's a 1 day summit. So it's a 1 day, it's packed. It's from, morning to evening, but you're going to be having so many sessions that are going to be enriching. your view on things that you can do to actually build wealth. This year, the theme is wealth is resistance. In 1962, Malcolm X said, the person that is the most disrespected in North America is the black woman. The person that is the most neglected in North America is the black woman. The person that is less protected in North America is the black woman. He said that in 1962. We are in 2025, literally, what, 63 years after Malcolm X said this. And I'm sad to tell you that that has not changed. It doesn't matter how much growth, how much diversity and inclusion, initiatives we have had. It has not changed. How many black women lost their jobs just this year in the U.S.? How many? 300,000, 300,000 and counting, and counting. And so you cannot tell me that we have created, safe spaces right now for black women to actually grow, to actually prosper. And for me, this is the reason why I've created the Wealthy Black Women Summit. We are celebrating our third year this year, and I'm overjoyed. I'm so excited because honestly, when I did this summit in 2023, I did not know that I would be doing it every year. I did it because I had it in my mind for so many years, and I'm like, I need to get this idea out of my mind into reality and see what actually comes from it. And the success was so great that I did it the second year, and I'm doing it again this third year. The theme this year, like I say, is wealth is resistance. We're going to be talking about topics, money topics that we don't talk enough of in the black community. Things like insurance, things like estate planning, building businesses, overseas, because that's also a great way to build wealth. Sometimes, building businesses overseas can fuel our life where we're living, or maybe we can move overseas, create a business over there, and that can also become a way for us to make money and grow our wealth. We're going to be talking about the emotional aspect, the cultural aspect of building wealth. And I have speakers coming from, North America, speakers coming from Europe. I'm so excited because to me, and speakers also coming, yeah, I guess North America, that'll be from Mexico. So I have one speaker, a black woman who have moved to Mexico, has been living there for 3, 4 years, and has started a business in Mexico. And she has done it in a way that is actually providing her with passive income. Like, blow that when I was talking to her, it blew my mind because I'm like, this is so genius. This is such a another way of doing things, and we just don't talk enough of it. And so we are going to be talking about that. Natasha is coming, Natasha Turner, she's coming to talk to us about that, how to actually build businesses overseas to be able to fuel, your life. And so I'll be presenting on investing. This is my job. That has not changed. But I'm going to be focusing on the do it yourself aspect of investing because I've been investing for over 15 years now. 15 years. I've never had someone managing my money. I've always managed my money. Now, someone could tell me, yeah, but if you had someone managing your money, the mistakes that you have done, which I've shared in the previous video, you wouldn't have done it. Fair enough. But listen, by me managing my money for the 15 years, I have learned so much. And now it is also a skill and expertise that I have that I'm using, that I'm leveraging to coach other black women to do the same. Because I do believe that, when it comes to building wealth, at least at the beginning when we're starting, I do not think we need, someone to manage our money. And it's a great way for us to learn. So whenever we're making the billions and we really need someone to look at it for us like another pair of eyes, we also have the basic knowledge that is really important because you don't want to be holding all of your money to someone not knowing, like the ins and outs of it. So when I'm going to be making the billions and I'm going at that time having someone managing for me because that'll be just too big and I don't want to be putting my head into it too much. I will know the basic of it. And when I'm having conversation with that person will know also that I have, a lot of knowledge about it. And so they can be, trying to, fool me with different things. So it's so important, especially when it comes to being such a great steward of your money. The other thing that the Wealthy Black Women Summit is, because I'm talking to you about a summit which is one day, and you can be like, yeah, one day. So what? What happens after? What happens after is you being part of a community. We do have currently a private Facebook group, which is of the same name, the Wealthy Black Women Summit, which you can join at any time. You don't have to wait for November 22nd to join, but it is a group of black women who have come together with intentionality because we are here in this group to talk about the money. There is no shame, blame, there is nothing like that. You come, you share any whatever you feel comfortable sharing, you ask questions, and you also get accountability. And to me, that's really the big part of this community. So whatever you come, you get as like a takeaway from the summit, you may want to go in the private Facebook group of the Wealthy Black Women Summit and ask, if someone will be open to be your accountability partner because you have, you want to put your will in place by the end of this year. You want to find a financial planner to help you with, your retirement plan by the end of this year. You want to, being able to have a conversation with a broker when it comes to insurance. And so having someone else, a couple of other people who know of your goals, who are going to be keeping you accountable, I can tell you that will make you succeed because each time in my life that I've struggled with something is because I wasn't accountable to myself. But each time, most of the time that I've had someone else being my accountability partner who will call me on my, when I'm not following through with things and will be asking me questions, will be DMing and be like, did you do it? Did you do it? Can you send me a picture? Listen, just to get that person off my back, I'll go and do it. And honestly, you feel you're doing it for someone else, but you're doing it really for you. But somehow we sometimes need that external pressure to get things done. And when it comes to our money, time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. I coach black women about building, investing, and a lot of them, when they start, they're like, Sam, is it too late? Am I doing this too late? And I say, until, except if you may be talking to me from the grave, which I hope you're not, it's not late. It is not late. It's late, really, when you're not with us anymore. I don't think there is any age really to say it's too late to start investing. Whenever you feel like, this is the time I need to start. Do it. Don't delay further, right? Because we don't want to be having all of the knowledge in this, planet before starting to invest because then it's like, paralysis by analysis. You want to be so perfect that you just don't do anything. You don't need to be perfect when it comes to investing. You need to have some basic knowledge and you need to get started. And so time is really of the essence. So if you're really serious about building wealth, you want to achieve financial goals, you want to change your life, and a lot of us, to change our life, the money aspect is important. Now, I'm not saying that when it comes to building wealth, it's only about money. I do realize that it's not only about money. However, a lot of things that we want to realize in our life, let's be honest, if we had the money, we would have done it, right? I want to move abroad. I've been wanting to move abroad for years. If I've had the financial means to do it, I would have done it a long time ago. Maybe you want to purchase your first house. Maybe you accept waiting to have a certain cushion of money to buy a car, to start a family. Money does impact a lot of aspects of our life. Let's be honest. Let's not be like, oh, money is not everything. I'm not saying it's everything. However, it is important. Why are we going to work? Why, if you want to buy groceries, you need to have the money. You want to put gas in your car, you need to have the money. I just had someone coming to clean my furnace. Listen, I have to pay that person. This is not like, let me give you two cows and then, one chicken. That was back in the days. I need to pay with money. So it's important. And so that's what it is. So I hope, by now I have somehow convinced you that the Wealthy Black Women Summit is really the place where you want to be on November 22nd. I hope that you join us because this is going to help you. And I hope you also bring people with you. Share with people in your network that are also interested, black women, of course, that are also interested to build wealth. Come, with a friend if you feel a little bit shy to come by yourself. And don't delay. Please don't delay. I do this in November. November is the financial literacy month here in Canada. It's also the month before December where a lot of us we need to pay for things because it's holiday. And usually in January, people are scratching their head and regretting how much money they have actually put into the holidays. And we do that every year, every year, every year. Can we change that just for this year? And I think coming to the Wealthy Black Women Summit on November 22nd will put you really on the right track for that. So grab your pass. I'm going to put a link to the summit in the description below. Grab your pass. Join us on November 22nd. If November 22nd you're not available, then get the VIP pass. That will give you access to replays for an entire year. Also will give you 30-minute coaching with me, where we can talk about anything you want to talk about money, and I can see if I can help you in your journey. I thank you for listening to my video today. I hope that you liked it, that I got you really excited about this summit coming up. I'm excited. It's my third year doing it, and I hope you'll be part of this movement. Make sure to like this video, make sure to share. Also, subscribe to the channel so next time that I'm sharing a video, you know exactly that it's coming out. And thank you so much for listening. Until next time, keep on building wealth. Bye.